Hey everyone! Today we're heading towards Virasana, or hero's pose. This is a pose which literally looks like this, where you take your ankles out a little wider, you sink your hips towards the ground or a block, and we have an option of reclining this as well. So what you can expect is a bit of opening through the front of the body, through the spine, through the hips. We're going to be kind of opening the ankles as well and moving into the knees. And what's really cool about this pose is that it, especially when we lie down, it kind of activates our Manipura Chakra. This is our solar plexus chakra, and it is known for kind of our feelings of confidence, of strength and courage, which links in really nicely to the name of this pose, which is hero's pose. And so as we move in our practice today, maybe think about how we can cultivate those feelings of inner strength, of confidence, of power. And this chakra is, the element of it is fire. So yeah, let's kind of touch base with that. This is the short form version of a longer 60-minute class that we have in our Patreon. We go into our asana in much more depth. We also practice some pranayama, which is some breath work, and in particular we practice Kapalbhati, which is our skull shining breath, a very powerful, very strong cleansing breath. So if you're curious about trying this, then I'll leave the link for it down below. We'll get started in a kneeling position. So sink your hips down to your heels. Lift up nice and tall through the spine. Roll the shoulders back and down. Tuck the chin in slightly. And if you haven't already, closing the eyelids, feeling the hands rest down your lap. Taking a breath in through the nose, making it nice and slow. Breathing a little deeper so that you feel your belly expand. And then as you breathe out through the nose, feeling the belly soften, feeling the face soften. And we'll just be here for the next few breaths, calling in our attention, our focus, so that we are fully present with ourselves as we sit and breathe, as we move our bodies. And maybe we bring our attention to kind of the place of our belly button, imagining a little fire here. Feeling into those qualities of courage, of bravery, of self-confidence. It doesn't have to be big or expressive, it can be very subtle. Fires don't need to be huge all the time. Fires are embers still. But still just feeling into the power that fire and heat can bring. Take one more breath in. Sigh it out of the mouth. Okay, let's open up our eyes. I'm going to start by just simply leaning back on our heels. Walk your hands behind you. See if you can lift the front of the foot off the ground. Think about taking your heels out wide so you're stretching through the front of the feet. Drop the knees down to the ground. Maybe use your hands to lift your hips up. Tuck onto the toes. And then with or without the help of the hands, see if you can lift the knees. And then maybe the heels drop in the direction of the ground. You might be able to get them touching. No worries if not. Try to reach the hands forward because that's going to help you counterbalance. Come forward again. Breathe in as you tap the knees down. Untuck your toes. As you exhale, you might lift the knees off. Inhale, tap the knees down. Lift the hips. Tuck toes. As you exhale, lower the heels, maybe reach forward. Let's try one more like this. Slow breath in, slow breath out. Slow breath in, slow breath out. Once you've come back, let's lift our hips up, come into a forward fold, Uttanasana. You might bend one knee and then bend the other knee. Just relaxing the head, lengthening through the back body. Roll yourself up through standing. Lift the arms up to the sky. Squeeze your glutes, breathe in. As you exhale, cactus out the elbows. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Maybe there's a little back bend. Breathe in, lift up nice and tall. Exhale, bend your knees, fold forward. Come into halfway lift, hands to shins. Lengthen the spine. As you exhale, fold forward. Walk your hands forward, come into a tabletop position. Knees come down to the ground. Think cat and cow while we do this. Chin and chest comes down to the ground, tuck the elbows in. You're looking forward, lifting the tailbone high. And then round your back, come up to cat pose. Try that 2 more times. Breathe in, bend, open the back. Exhale, push up, round the back body. 1 more. And then sink yourself back to child's pose, hips to heels, arms reaching forward. Take a breath here. Walk your hands back towards you, come up onto your shins. Just make sure that you're towards the back of the mat here. Tuck your tailbone, breathe in. As you exhale, hips to heels. Inhale, lift up nice and tall, squeeze the glutes, breathe in. Exhale, slowly tap the hips to the heels, get really active through the quads and the glutes, breathe in. Breathe out. Come back up, lift your right knee up, breathe in, shift your weight into your left shin. Hold here, see if you can keep the right foot off the ground the whole time. But if you need to touch your toes down, you absolutely can. And then step your right foot forward slightly wide to the side of the mat. Breathe in as you lift your arms up high, Anjaneyasana. As you exhale, cactus out the elbows, open up the heart. Inhale, lift up nice and tall. Start to lengthen your right leg. As you exhale, half monkey pose. Frame out your front foot, push your hips back. Inhale, shift your weight forward, plant the left hand down, reach the right hand forward. As you exhale, twist to the back. So roll your right shoulder back. You can stay here. If you felt like you want a little more, you can bend your left knee, holding onto the left foot. Release the left foot, reach the right hand high, tuck your back toes, breathe in, twisted lunge. As you exhale, look down. Shift your weight forward, left knee to left elbow, breathe in. As you exhale, step the left foot outside the left hand, turn both of your toes out, Malasana, garland pose. So we've got a deep squat here, hands to chest, push the knees out with your elbows, squeeze the shoulder blades back. Reach your arms forward, but try to keep the knees where they are by squeezing your glutes. Breathe in, lift all the way up to the sky, turn your toes forward. As you exhale, cactus out the elbows again. Breathe in, lift up, tuck your ribs in. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, breathe in. As you exhale, bring your hands down on the insides of your feet, step back, tabletop position. So hands under shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Breathe in, chin and chest to the ground, arch your back. Exhale, push up, round. Last one, breathe in. This time, we roll forward to cobra. Maybe your feet slide back as you lift up. Squeeze your glutes, tuck your ribs in. Breathe in again as you roll your shoulders back and down. Exhale, come down, push up onto your knees, heading back to child's pose. One breath. Walk your hands back towards your knees. Lift yourself up so you're standing on your shins. We're going to do those sit downs again, although if you want to try this From Virasana, you'll take your feet out a little wider, so back into our hero's pose. So push your hips back, maybe hips to heels or maybe hips towards the ground. Just breathe in. And then as you breathe out, come forward, squeeze the glutes. Breathe in, bend. Breathe out, push. Try to keep everything nice and still within the upper body. Focus on pushing the shins down into the ground. Lift your left knee up, breathe in. Shift your weight into your right knee. Breathe out, hold. Take your arms wide for balance. One more breath. And then take a long step forward with your left foot. Asana. Breathe in. Sweep your arms up high. Lift up through the spine. As you exhale, cactus out the elbows, maybe a little back bend. Inhale, lift the arms. Start to lengthen the left leg. As you exhale, hinge from your hips, Ardha Hanumanasana, half monkey pose. Shift your weight forward, right hand touches down. If you want to, you can shuffle your left foot to the side slightly. Breathe in, left hand forward. As you exhale, twist to the back. Keep lifting away from the ground with your right hand. And if you felt like a little more, you can bend to the right knee, holding the left hand around the toes. Release the foot, tuck onto the toes, breathe in, twisted lunge, lift the back knee off. As you exhale, look down. Shift your weight forward, right knee to right elbow, breathe in. Squeeze the foot into the glutes, and then as you exhale, step it wide, sink yourself down, Malasana. Hands forward, breathe in. As you exhale, lift up. Turn your toes forward, breathe in, arms overhead, squeeze glutes. As you exhale, cactus out the elbows, maybe you lift the eye gaze. Breathe in, lift high, tuck your ribs in. Exhale, dive it forward. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, hands down, step it back, tabletop position. Chin and chest, breathe in. Exhale, roll it forward straight away this time. Cobra or upward facing dog on your breath in. Up dog with your knees and hips off the ground. As you exhale, maybe downward facing dog. Or you can head back to child's pose. Just one breath here. Knees come down to the ground. Let's try that sequence again, but we're going to change it up slightly. Lift yourself up. Maybe you take your feet wide. Breathe in, lower your hips. Exhale, lift the hips. Shift your weight into your left knee, right knee lifts. Breathe in. Exhale, step it forward. Lift your arms up, Anjaneyasana. Tuck your tailbone here as you exhale, little back bend. Inhale, lift tall, flex your right foot. As you exhale, Ardha Hanumanasana. Stay here this time. We're going to walk our hands towards the left. You're thinking about bringing your left hand towards your left heel. Shift your right foot forward a little bit more. Imagine your camel pose or a half camel pose. As you lift your right hand up and back, push your hips forward, lift the chest up, squeeze the left glute in particular, roll your shoulders back. So it's a little bit of a back bend here. One more breath. Tuck your chin in, reach your right hand forward, lift yourself up by pushing through the left shin. Okay, we're going to maybe sink our left hip or hips down to our left heel and then lift up. If that felt okay, you might think about putting your hips on the inside of the left foot. So just like we did at the very beginning, imagining your half hero's pose. It's a bit more challenging though. Let's try that one more time. Breathing in, lowering down. Long spine here. Exhaling to lift up. Nice job. Shift your weight forward. Frame out your right foot. Breathe in. Tuck your left toes. As you exhale, step back. Downward facing dog. When you're ready, lower your knees down to the ground. Lift yourself back up one more time with the sequence. Hips to heels or feet a little wider, hips to ground. Breathe in. Internally rotating through the legs. Exhale, come up. Lift your left knee up. Breathe in. Breathe out, step it forward. Anjaneyasana, breathe in, lift high. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, lift, lengthen your left leg. Exhale, frame out the foot. Walk the hands around towards the right, and then see if you can connect your right hand to the right ankle. Shuffle your left foot forward a little bit more, and then start to rise up with your chest. Breathe in, left hand to the back. Feel the heart open, feel the belly button lift. Squeeze your right glute. One more breath. Reach your left hand forward. Push the right foot and shin down to the ground to help lift you high. So remember, you can think hip to heel and come up. If you felt like more, you think hip to the inside of the heel for your half hero's pose. Breathing in, coming down, and try to reduce the amount of movement in your spine as you come up. So you really have to use your quad to do so. Let's go 2 more. One more. It's actually really hard. Shift your weight into your left foot. Frame out the front foot. Tuck your toes. Step back, downward facing dog. Let's go 1 breath here. Lower knees to the ground. Setting up for our Virasana. So if you had a block nearby, you're most welcome to bring that in, especially if you notice any tension around the knees, the ankles, the hips, and any of those movements that we did before. And you might stay seated, okay? So keeping the spine upright. If you felt pretty open, you could remove the block. You could sink your hips on the inside of the heels. Again, you might stay here. If you did feel like a little more, you could try walk your hands back, tuck your tailbone if you're trying this. It's going to help lengthen through the front of the legs. Maybe it's just the hands today. Maybe the elbows come down. Maybe the head comes down to the ground. And just remember, we haven't done a huge amount of warming up, so we just want to be really careful. If we feel any sharp sensations within joints, it's likely an indication then we've gone a little bit too far, and our body's just trying to give us some signals. So back out if you need. Just making sure you feel comfortable wherever you have landed. Taking a couple of slow breaths in and out through the nose. Maybe reconnecting to this fire around the belly, especially if you're lying on your back, feeling all this opening happening within this chakra. Two more slow breaths. If you're on your back like me, just take your hands around your ankles, your heels, push your elbows down to the ground. Lift yourself up. Sweep your feet to one side, bring the feet forward. Then just take a little jiggle with your knees, with your ankles, just roll them around. We'll finish our practice in a seated forward fold. Although if you'd prefer maybe to take halasana or plow pose on the back, there's also another really good variation of a forward fold that you can take here. So breathe in, lift up nice and tall, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, let's hinge forward from our hips, maybe taking hands around the calves, the knees, the ankles, maybe the outsides of the feet if we've got the room to get there. Trying to relax the head. Slow breaths into the back of the ribs, the side of the ribs. One more slow breath. And then walking yourself back up. Cross your legs over. Let's take 3 slow breaths in the seated position to close our practice together. Maybe just keeping hands in the lap or bringing hands through heart. Let's breathe in. Breathe out through the mouth. Maybe bowing our heads, thanking ourselves for turning up and playing and moving in our bodies. Thank you so much, everyone. And if you wanted to try the longer version of this class, I'll leave the link down below. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day wherever you are, and I can't wait to see you guys sometime soon. I can't believe it's almost the end of the year. It's crazy. Anyway, talk soon.